All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How is everybody?
Good morning.
Oh, pretty good.
Very good. Very good. Let's see where we are. An idea where we are. June 7th. Welcome, everybody. June 7th, 2023. Let's talk real estate. Hello. And here's the social media post celebrating National Home Ownership Month. There was so much when I went into Brand Studio for holiday marketing. There must be 1,000 holidays a year. It's also Pride Month. It's also the week of many things. So there's no shortage of just celebrating whatever day it is. So it is National Homeownership Month.
Nice.
And there's an example of a home that should be owned by somebody.
That's true.
Yes. So
It's
that's
a stunner.
Yeah. And show up on Tuesdays for the skills and activities sessions, and we'll show you how to do these, how to get these posted every week to Facebook and everywhere else. Let's see, we are heading to the halfway point of this year, which has brought us multiple challenges, as you know, with the interest rates and the shortage of inventory. Today, we'll talk about handling some objections and some closing techniques to give you an edge in winning those listings. We'll also review some of the basic lead generation methods if we have time. So in talking with several of the top agents in the company, I see perhaps the most important characteristic of a successful agent that they should possess is participation, which is what everybody is doing here today. And by participation, I mean, are you participating in the schedule that you set, in your time management goals? Are you participating in following up on the leads that you have? Are you participating in the accountability that you have, the groups that you belong to, or the coaching? And of course, without a doubt, the number one problem I see with the majority of agents is their lack of participation. They're just not in the business. They're just isolated. And that keeps you in the realm of the hobbyist. If you don't take an interest in what you've decided to do, if this is your... I was talking to somebody yesterday and I was comparing it to the gig economy. Many people like to have a phone with an Uber app and they can decide when they want to drive somebody or not. And they just turn it on or off. I'm available. I'll drive somebody now or I won't. And I'm afraid, especially with all the discount brokerages out there, there's a trend towards selling real estate a gig economy, where you do it when you feel like it, which is rare, or you don't. There's a lot of danger in that. Somebody who sells one house a year only and doesn't participate in the community and doesn't keep current, just imagine the problems that can cause. They're always inexperienced throughout their entire career. They just don't speak the language and they don't know what's happening. So they will make mistake after mistake, and you run across them all the time. You run across a lousy realtor more often than a good one today. That's pretty sad. Hey, what was I talking about? Treat your business like a business, and remember that there's a lot of business to be done.
That's right.
That's it. That's what it's about. So congratulations. Let's go around the region and see if we have any new listings, and then we'll ask for haves and wants. Kung, and do you have anything new closings, new listings?
Yeah, we have a new listing in Southwest Portland. It's Michelle Schock's listing in Tigard. I just went on the market on the 30th, and good price, good house. If you know a buyer, definitely send them her way.
Excellent. Was that her own house?
I believe it is her house. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Nyath closed 2 more beginning of June, one on the 1st and another one on the 2nd. So
Yes.
Congrats to Nyath.
Yes, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Someone's coming in. All right. Let's see. Who do we have? Shauna Dolby. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. Anything new in Vancouver area?
Well, we have a listing that is going to be coming on the market. It's a little over 2 acres. Brianna Mao is going to be listing it. She's doing an estate sale right now. She can't be here to tell you about it, but expecting that to be coming on pretty soon. It will be listed around the 500,000 range. We haven't quite got the price nailed down yet, but it is a smaller house, but it has the acreage. It has a horse barn. It's got a detached garage. So it's got a lot of cool stuff that people are going to like. And that is in Battleground.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. How about further north? Anything going on? Closings, new listings
Further north,
up in the Great
Wow.
North?
There's a lot going on.
we
Up on
got
the
stuff
mountain.
going on.
In the shadow of the mountain?
You would be hard pressed to miss my new listing.
You got a good job
Kathleen.
getting that out there.
I was experimenting with all the social media. Some mostly successes, but some failures, I will have to say.
Okay.
Anyway, it's in Cathlamet. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's an amazing house. It's absolutely perfect, and 2 lots. If you have anybody looking for like a second property for relatives or whatever, it's great. The second lot is 2 acres. It already has utilities ran to it.
How far is that from Portland?
It is, let's see, so Longview is maybe an hour. It's another about an hour. I mean,
By car or
depending on how fast you drive. We
I have
go by
someone
time, not
relocating
miles.
that needs that kind of property, but I'm not sure that they want to drive that far. Because the reason they're
Yeah,
moving
it's
here
about
is because
25 miles from Longview. So,
probably a little too far, but I'll send it to him just in case.
And that's
Yeah,
on the
I'd say-
water?
huh?
That's on the water too, huh?
It is. It's on a canal it's at the end of the canal, right where it goes into the Columbia River. So
Wow.
So do they have access to that? Is there a little
yes,
cross
yes,
there?
they have a little across the street on the canal, so it's not like endangering their house or anything. It's right across the street over the dike is their little beach access and dock and stuff there.
Nice.
So it's amazing. Check it out. I'm sure there's other things.
It must be. So this
Yeah.
Must be. We've had a couple go pending. I know Crystal had one go pending. And what is this? I think Steve had at least one go pending. I don't think we had any closings this week, but we've had a lot of other things going on. So we got
Because Crystal's got 2. The one right below is Crystal's
current one too, I think, right?
Yeah, she had one go last week too.
Oh, okay, so she's got a lot going on.
And Jennifer has a new listing as well. So lots of stuff going on. I think Steve has a whole bunch of new listings coming. So
Woot, woot.
we got some stuff going on.
Nice.
Well, very good. Well, I just got back from the Caldwell office and I met with the top producer, Augie Baca, and Lee Lanigan and Jeff Jensen, and they all have things in escrow.
Nice.
Good activity up there as well. Very good. All
Good.
right. Is a video. Okay, a few things. Okay, our guest has put us off again, so we will look forward to seeing him soon. And the events are, of course, the Mike Ferry Superstar Retreat, which is 5 weeks away. Anyway, it's July 18th through 21st. I know that's on your calendar, but more important than that, the Century 21 North Star Awards Luncheon, and we have all the awards here for the top 10% of producing agents. That we'll congratulate them for their work. We'll encourage everybody, and then we'll have something to eat. Cook, what did you decide for the menu?
We are going to do, I believe, pizza from Pizzicato.
There we go.
Ooh.
They have a really
Guaranteed
good
attendance.
vegetarian pizza this month, so I'm definitely going to be ordering that one.
They make a mean pizzicato.
Yes.
All right. Well, don't skimp. Let's do it right.
Let's be classy about this. I think they use Kalamata olives. We're working on it.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Well, how's the market? What's the news in the market? Interest rates are up. Okay. That's really all I care to say about that. If you would like to dig in and hear all the gossip, which is kind of like hearing about Prince Harry. Just more talk. Interest rates, Prince Harry. You decide which is more important. It's up slightly. Yes, that does affect the public's ability to buy a house, especially those looking in the more affordable areas. But 6.79, still traditionally a good interest rate.
It's a good interest rate. And no more or less interesting than Prince Harry.
I think nothing can be less interesting. No new figures on the consumer price index for inflation, but we're hoping that that's even lower than it is because it's manageable now. All right, we have what's out new today is the Portland Metro stats. Let's just have a quick look at this chart and see where they fell. Chart. What I like to go to is pending sales. 2023 is the yellow, hovering far below the 2 prior years. Pending sales in the Portland metro area was 2,379, which is down 23.8% from May of 22, which you can see. And it is, of course, up slightly. Well, it's up quite a bit, 17% from last month. More of a typical increase in, because a year typically increases slowly just like that. So that's more normal. But the sales are certainly down from the last 2 years. Closed sales is going to be a similar story. That is down. There were 2,008 closed sales. That's down 31% from May of last year. And up, of course, from last month. Same story there. What do we have? Average market time. Sales, market time. 40 days. 40 days. And that's quite a bit higher than last 2. So really more signs of normalization. What is the price? Comparing 2023 to 2022, the average price has decreased 4.5%, from 615.6 to 588.2. That's in the Portland metro. So prices are, just like they said, they shot up and now they're coming down. They're coming down in increments. And that's it. That's it in a nutshell. Total active listings higher than normal. We have better inventory. So this is better for buyers, interest rates aside. There's more to look at. So these are, you know, it's not what it was, but we know the market conditions and we can deal with these. And it's good for buyers and it's still good for sellers. Also updated the RMLS market action for Southwest Washington. If that's your area, go ahead and have a look at that. And so the NAR Economist had some interesting information on trends for people moving and why they move and things like that. Tell us about that, Goog.
Yeah, this is a very interesting article about long distance movers. Why did they move and how? It's likely that all of us know someone who has moved to a different state or area without knowing it. Well, in the last few years, some friends text photos of their new pet chickens. Others send frustrated messages about bad Wi-Fi or find beautiful landscapes not seen in city center apartments. This blog explores the movers and the reasons why they moved, how their search went, and how they ultimately purchased their home. While the median distance moved in the 2022 profile of home buyers and sellers was 50 miles, 1/4 of buyers traveled over 470 miles to find their new home. Traditionally, buyers have stayed close to their past homes. From 1989 to 2021, the median distance moved was just 10 to 15 miles. Yeah, 50 miles is a pretty big jump from the 10 to 15.
Interesting.
While buyers overall made a leap of 50 miles, by generation, there are variations. Younger baby boomers born from 1955 to 1964 moved the longest distance at a median of 90 miles. Older baby boomers born 1946 to 1954 moved a median of 50 miles. Millennials tended to stay the closest to their past residence, moving just 15 miles. So yeah, if once you retire, you kind of have more reason to move away, somewhere nice like the coast.
Yeah.
Based on this generational trend, it is not surprising that those who moved more than 470 miles from their past residences were more likely to be repeat home buyers. Just 11% were first-time buyers. This dispels one potential myth that has abounded in the last year. The first-time buyers are the ones making the move to find their first property far from their rental unit. It does happen, but it is more likely that a repeat buyer is making the long-distance move. Makes sense. Once you sell a house, you take that money and use it as cash to buy a new one. You can do that and move far away. The top reasons for long-distance movers to buy varies dramatically from all buyers. Moving for friends and family, 25% is the top motivation for making the move, followed by retirement. 12% are moving to be closer to a job or school or transit, and 11% for a job relocation. The top factor for purchasing for all home buyers is traditionally the desire to own a home of one's own. However, this reason is lower among these buyers, likely due to the high share of repeat home buyers in the group. That makes sense. Another statement which has been made about long distance movers is the high share of all cash buyers. These long distance buyers may be moving to a more affordable location and are able to pay all cash for their next home. Long distance movers do outperform at 25% versus 22% for all buyers, but this is just slightly higher. For additional points of comparison, 3% of first-time buyers pay all cash for their home compared to 27% of all repeat buyers. It's likely that the data is capturing the oversample of repeat buyers again here. It's also noteworthy that the 2022 profile of home buyers and sellers did show an increase in all cash buyers overall, up from 13% in the 2021 profile. But it appears that being an all cash buyer does not necessarily mean they move long distances. Other notable differences come up in the search for homes. I think this is an important point. The latest report showed the typical buyer searched for 10 weeks and over the course of time looked at 5 homes physically in person and 4 homes online only. For the buyer who is moving a long distance, they searched for 16 weeks, viewed 10 homes in person and 20 online only. A few trends are striking here. The buyer moving long distances may have had more time to look for homes if they were moving for retirement or to be close to friends and family. One can imagine a buyer who may have even rented a short-term rental and then pondered the neighborhood and home choice before buying. As a personal example, one such friend even explored the best beach towns in the local area to buy in as their family pondered their move, more than 3,000-mile move. Also notable is how these long-haul movers toured homes. They were much more likely to use technology as a tool in their online search. This trend should be underlined as it may help realtors customize their listings in areas where they know they have strong migration patterns, such as Sunbelt states. Additionally worth reiterating is that these buyers may be seniors, a group of buyers who are often considered not tech savvy. Dispelling another myth, long distance buyers who are often seniors are in fact using technology as a tool to search. So a lot of good information you can use in your business, especially if you have a listing that you know are attracting a lot of long distance buyers. Make sure you customize that listing so that it's easy to search for online and look good online. Considering this trend, let's take a second source of data, the Realtors Confidence Index. This monthly survey tracks buyers who did not physically see the home before purchasing. The share continues to be a not insignificant section of the home buying market, and latest reading is at 8%. While the data trend line only began during the COVID-19 pandemic, it appears a trend that may be sticking. Long distance movers are likely a portion of these buyers. And a little more information. The last metric, which is interesting when examining long distance movers, is the share who purchased with an agent or broker. Long distance movers usually use agents and brokers at higher rates than other buyers. The statistic is especially noteworthy as these buyers are likely not using the same agent to sell their home, or even someone they knew before. And looking at the website features these long distance movers used, they are more likely than others to use a website to find their agent. It is also notable as these buyers will need to rely on their agent in a different way than local movers. While local movers know their favorite coffee shop, park, or a place to grab a pint, long distance movers will rely on the local expertise of a real estate agent and broker. Trust in the real estate agent or broker becomes paramount as they examine the faults and features of the various homes in their neighborhood. Very interesting and good point to note. This is certainly a trend to watch. Does everyone with a new chicken coop who moved to a distant place with beautiful views move back? Are they in their new home to stay? And will the migration trend persist as baby boomers continue into retirement or looking to welcome their grandbabies? For more on this trend and others, check out the profile of home buyers and sellers, which there's a link right there. I think this is a very interesting report and a lot of good information, especially if you are an agent in an area that is attracting a lot of out-of-state buyers. You want to make sure your website's up to date, looks good, so that buyers who are looking to find an agent will choose you. And be very knowledgeable about your area, and definitely make sure your listing is looking good while it's being marketed online.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's interesting to have this information ready, especially when talking to younger buyers or people, maybe younger, higher income people, where there's a trend that they don't want to buy a house. They don't see the benefit in buying a house.
Right.
Well, what happens when they're, 55, 65, they have no equity.
Right.
That's the magic of it. And it's very real. That's why these older baby boomers, 90% of them have cash. They got the cash from the equity. They didn't save it. And these young people aren't going to save it either necessarily. That's where it's
starts
saved.
Somewhere.
Yeah, it's saved and built in your home ownership equity. But all realtors, that. That's why you got into real estate. You knew the secret. You saw in your history or your family history that that's how wealth is built for the middle class. So yeah, very interesting trends. Let's just do one of these. How's the market? And let's do Cat. Cat, do you have a mic?
Yes, I do.
How's the market in Cowlitz County?
Okay, so in Cowlitz County, we are seeing a slight decrease in home prices nationwide as interest rates continue a slow trend upwards. However, this continues to be a seller's market due to a shortage of available housing and signs of a reluctance to purchase from buyers. Average days on the market is 34 days, and median home prices in April have increased 4.4% over last year. The median home sold price in the beautiful Cowlitz County is $406,750. Interest rates are currently at 6.79 and are expected to fluctuate over time. This is a great time to list while it is still favorable to sellers. Buyers also benefit from dropping prices and increased stability in interest rates and greater time on the market.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, was that the one place where prices are going up? Is Cowlitz County.
Mhm.
They'll have a lot of equity in the future. Good, thank you.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, did that. I pretty much went over all of this, but let's have a look at the training calendar. And the date. So, okay, this is obsolete already. Cheryl, how do I get these? Is Mark Whitmer sending these to me? Can I go online and get them? You're muted.
Sorry about that. The training calendars, yeah, we get them by email. I'm
Okay.
sure they're online somewhere in 21 online, but they're also,
Yeah.
we get a
Yeah.
weekly email.
I may have got it and didn't get to it. So I'll have that up soon. I also left the KCM, the Keeping Current Matters quick video up there just because it's really good. And if anybody is interested in it enough to subscribe to that, I'd like to know what your feedback is on it and what you think of the price and all of that. But of course, you don't need to pay for Keeping Current Matters to do exactly what they're doing. So have a look at that video if you haven't seen it already. All right, Shauna Dolby, good morning. What would you like to talk about?
Looks like I'm talking about closing techniques.
Let's hear it. There we go. All right, so pay attention because this is somebody who knows how to close.
I try, yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually have learned a lot from following the Mike Ferry program, more than I anticipated when we first started. And that is why this is the third year I'll be going to the Superstar retreat. And I think that it's invaluable. As much experience as you have, you can always practice and get better.
Right.
So, and it's easy to not focus in on what you're doing. So it's really good to go over these things. Closing should be a natural ending to a good presentation. A good presentation will lead to an easier closing. Whether it's closing for an appointment or a price reduction or a closing to get signature on a new listing or a sale, it's all in the presentation. So don't try to convince them, just make a good presentation and it'll be a lot easier to get those signatures or price reductions. The first point we have is ask them to sign the contract and repeatedly if you need to. That is something that you need to do in order to get the contract signed is you have to ask for it. So that's a really probably obvious point, but it needs to be addressed, because if you don't ask, if you just go over there and say, oh, no pressure, no, there is a pressure. You take your list. That I was working with Brianna earlier today, and she said, I'm going to take it with me. And I said, good, you'll probably get it signed if you take it with you. I mean, even if they're not going to list it to start tomorrow, sign it for next week. Always have it with you. The point number 2 is when you ask a closing question. This is a hard one for a lot of people to learn, is then don't speak. You need to sit there and wait. It could take 20 seconds and it could take 2 minutes. But don't worry, the longer it takes, that means they're really thinking about it, and the more likely that you're going to get a yes, because the quick answer is no, right?
Mhm.
So you're supposed to enjoy that awkward silence after you've asked them to sign,
Yeah.
and don't give them an out. Just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anybody, I've done it. It's uncomfortable,
Mhm.
but it does work. It's really uncomfortable, especially the first time because you don't think about that unless you're taught. I mean, most of us don't know that we should ask a question and then be quiet. Believe it or not, we all like to keep chattering. And I don't know how many times that I've asked a question and then started talking and wish I would have not said the things that I said, because you're trying to fill in that gap. Just be quiet and wait. It's uncomfortable at first, but you'll get used to it. And honestly, if you let people process things, because you're asking them questions like you didn't tell them you were going to ask that question always. So you've got to give them time to answer. Some people aren't going to be ready to sign in. They just need to think about what you just asked them. So be quiet. It
really
Go
is a
ahead.
magical time, because it's like there's nothing more to say. It's time for you to sign, and they realize they have nothing more to say.
And if there is, then yeah, we're gonna do some role play maybe about what to say on those questions / objections.
Yeah.
So the point 3 is make sure you pre-qualify all your leads, know the motivation so you're able to close. Always assume that they're gonna sign. When you're assuming, the reason you assume is that you're just gonna get better results. Follow those scripts and get the signature. When you have the thought in your head that you're gonna get it, it's gonna come through, and you're more likely to get the signature. This one you've heard a million times, probably. The only no that counts is the last one before you quit.
Yeah.
So get used to the word no. I mean, I think all of us who do any kind of cold calling, any kind of circle prospecting, any kind of, lead generation are used to hearing the word no. So it's common, and you just need to get used to it. And even if they say no, doesn't mean they really mean it. It's an automatic answer.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've walked into a store and said, can I help you with anything? And you say no. And then you think, oh, well, wait a minute, I did come here for a reason. So it's just an automatic answer. So keep that in mind when you're trying to talk to people about what your goal is to get their signature and get the listing, get the sale, whatever it is.
And they train car salespeople the same way. They know that everybody says no, I don't need any help, but they have a lot of questions. That's why they're standing there looking at cars.
Right. They're not sure that they want you to help them. So they just tell you no right away.
Yep.
This is a good point when you're trying to close, is to smile and to use humor to break the tension. This makes you appear unattached to the outcome, which makes you more attractive to the client. So if you are just like, okay, let's get this paperwork signed, and you're really serious and everything's like stressful, they're going to pick up on that. If you're like So you want to just, get this thing rolling and just make it, an easier, more humor type of atmosphere. You're gonna relieve some pressure off of them, and it'll be fun. It'll be a lot more fun than it would be if you're serious, and they'll enjoy it and most likely sign rather than say no. So smiling is always a good tool, and people can sense when you are desperate. So if you're not smiling and having a good time, that'll show through. And I don't know about you guys, but when someone's pushing me too hard, I don't like them. And I don't want to work with them. So when they're smiling and they're laughing and you don't feel pressure from them, you're more likely going to sign with them and feel more comfortable. Number 6, when you are closing, this is your chance to show them your skills. This is an opportunity to show them how strong and relentless you can be when negotiating for them. So if they say no to you the first time and you keep asking them and you keep trying to get that appointment, they're like, oh no, I'm not ready yet. But I'd really like to come over and see the house and we can talk about what your plan is. Well, I do have some time and I'm going to be in the neighborhood. You just keep asking and they're going to feel, your strength. So that, I don't know about you, but I don't want to work with somebody who's weak and no, okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye. That's not somebody that you're probably going to want to work with. So this is your opportunity to show your skill. And that's, also in your strong presentation. Number 7, it's a big one and a lot of people don't pay attention to it, but show up and be professional, be on time, dress professionally. They called you for a reason. They didn't call you because they wanted you to come over in your shorts and flip-flops and, talk to them about the market and how crazy it is. You want to show up professional with your business attire, with all your paperwork in hand, and that will be a lot more impressive and it's a better closing tool than just not taking it seriously. Because that's how I think I would, if someone came over to my house that wanted to list my house and they didn't have anything with them and they're just, hey, I was in the neighborhood and they're not professional, I probably would pick the other person. And number 8, I left it blank, but the answer's below. So that's kind of hard because I was gonna say, who knows how many times you should ask before you give up, at least 5 times. But we have answers for the first no's, second no's, third no's, and we practice those in our skills. So I don't know, did you put that in there or did we leave it off? Oh, we did put it in. John, do you want to do that with me? Or does somebody else who wants to role play with me?
I'll role play with you.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome back, Kat. We're so glad you're back.
Thank you. Me too.
Okay. Kat, will you sign the listing?
No, we want to wait until we find our next house first.
Oh, okay. Well, if we get your home listed, so you'll be in a much better position to make an offer on your next home. So are you really wanting to move or are you just curious at this point?
Well, we just really need to get the house ready first.
Okay. Well, I understand there might be some things that you want to do. What were you thinking?
So, the walls are all really brightly colored. I think it would be a good idea to paint those first.
Oh, you know what? You could be right with that. Let me, more neutral color possibly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would take you just a couple days to get that done. Let's sign this listing agreement and I'll have it dated for next week.
Well, we want to interview more agents to see if we can save some money.
Oh, well, let me show you the net sheet here. I prepared for you again. And I just want you to know I'm going to fight for the price that you need to get to your next house. And since you already know that I want to help you, you know, get ready for your next house. We can always work with your other agent, and, you know, I will have you sign the contract right now and get a buyer for you so that we can start looking for that next house.
Okay, well, we want to think about it. We thought we would sell for higher than yours.
Oh, you know what? I understand that this is an important decision. If you see the comparables that I put in front of you, you saw that the homes, they're very similar to yours and what they're selling for, right? She's froze. She said, right.
You said
So-
right.
If you can sign this today, I can get to work on the price that we discussed in the meantime. And so can you sign this agreement right now? And she says, okay.
I hope she does.
Yeah.
More than likely.
That was bad timing, huh? But she's gone.
Well, when she comes back, we'll see if she really agrees with that.
Right, right.
But yeah, that's the whole idea, right? That's an excellent job, Shauna. That's the whole idea right there. Is they're going to come up with whatever excuse they can think of, because they're not quite ready to make that decision. Some of them are valid and sometimes they're not. They really are just excuses.
And then, you know, this was a quick version. If I was sitting in somebody's kitchen, I would be a little bit more attentive and I would try to get them to talk more. I would be asking them, you know, so, you know, why are you moving? I get to know a lot more about the whole relocation so that I could position myself to get the signature.
Right. And they're all conditions that have an answer, you know, and I think you came up with very good answers. If they want to paint some rooms, how long does that take? That only takes a couple of days.
Mm,
I can list right now.
right. Yeah, they don't need to put me off. I'm there. I'm ready to get the signatures, you know. I'd also make the point that maybe, you know, I'm here right now and we can go through the paperwork so that they understand it while they're signing it, you know, rather than send it over the internet later.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways in to keep asking for the signature without being rude or pushy. But you're just helping them along. I mean, there's gonna be times where you're not gonna get it. They're gonna be like, no, you know, they're just not, they've made the decision ahead of time that they're not gonna do it, but I don't know.
Sometimes they just need a little break too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like you in the store when you're like, no, right away. And then you think about it and you're like, oh, okay. Sometimes people freeze up when they feel.
It starts to make more sense as you work through those questions in their head. The
Mhm.
objections that they have are really just, they don't know what to expect. And that's where you come in to help them get where they want to go.
It's a combination, this script especially, it's a combination of generating excitement to get them where they want to be and wearing them down. Like when you show them the net sheet, okay, and it shows the dollar amount that they're looking for. That generates the excitement and they think, well, we can actually stop this whole process of realtors and all of this and just sign.
Yeah, and if you want to go over more of the details of how to get past those objections, we can practice them any morning at 9 o'clock.
Excellent, thank you. Thank you, that's a very good one. What else did you have? You had some things on handling objections and then you have objections. Okay, what would you like, Cheryl and Shauna, what would you like to do next?
We can, the one I have has a lot, I mean, it's very much on the same subject as what Shauna has going on here.
That's fine,
Okay,
that's fine.
we can do it. It starts with some overcoming common listing objections. Has a few scripts for us to try. They're very good. Just a couple little other ideas. Always good to have, you know, you meet different people and different people respond to different things. So All right, who wants to be my volunteer for going through the script?
Who's here? Who's here?
Who's here? Ask Kat to come back. She didn't.
Yeah.
Where did she go?
Where is she? Jennifer, are you really there? Are you hiding out?
I don't mind. I'll
can
help
do
out.
it.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
got it. Okay.
Okay.
Diane? Diane,
Yeah,
you
I can do it.
okay.
Nice.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, you go ahead and read the objections.
So, okay, would you reduce your commission?
Yeah, maybe you're not gonna say no, next question. You're gonna try, I'm not cutting corners when I sell your home, so I can't cut my commission. But that was a real short, sweet answer that's a little less.
That's a short and sweet answer. You're right. We make a joke about no, next question, please.
Yeah,
But you have to have a prepared answer. And
Yeah.
the answer is no, you don't want to do that. So don't make it easy.
yeah. And there's lots of, we again have lots of answers for that in our morning scripts that we do.
Right.
I like that one because it's a little different.
Yeah.
Just one more thing.
Yep,
If they say no to the first one, you can go to this one.
Yeah. definitely. You need to have a few answers just in case they come back with some, smart reply.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to find a house before putting my back on the market.
Okay. Okay, let's say you find the perfect home and then list yours. What will we do when a buyer comes along and says they can't buy your home until they sell their current home? Can you wait until they sell theirs before they can buy yours? And more importantly, if you buy another home, will you have a lot more pressure to sell your current one? Will you be in a strong position to negotiate if you have two homes and really want to sell this one? Based on those risks, do you still think it makes sense to wait? Those are just a bunch of questions to ask to let them think about it a little bit more.
It does. But what are you trying to tell them? You're trying to tell them, no, they can't do that. It's
Yeah,
not going to happen. That's the reality of it. It's not going to happen for these reasons and a dozen others.
yes.
I always like to say to them too, like, if you were a seller, would you want to take your offer if you hadn't even got your house listed yet?
Yeah, I mean, basically, that's kind of what this is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. I had finally that listing that I finally got going, it was like pulling teeth. They did not want to list until they found another house.
That's the one that you've been waiting on? Oh, it's so gorgeous. I like it.
Yeah, it's funny because I did find him a home. Of course, we didn't get it because it was a contingent offer and they got like 6 offers.
Oh, you proved your point.
Right.
So anyway, we might have it sold already. Okay, let's move on to the next one, Naya.
Oh, I can. Okay. We're going to have to think about it.
Mhm.
Well, I must not have answered all your questions. What is it that you want to think about?
Ah,
We are going to wait to release it.
I understand your concern. If I brought you a full price offer today, would you accept it?
that's a good
You're gonna say
question.
yes.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you waiting?
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
Motivation. We're going to
I
wait.
will accept it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you going to do differently than my last agent?
Well, I'm going to employ better marketing so it sells. Okay. so,
Ah,
We
yeah.
went over that one this morning, huh, Coon?
What I'm gonna do different is I'm gonna sell it.
you're just, aren't you just going to put it on the MLS?
Well, no, look at this. If they ask you for more information on your marketing, you can give them on the next page there. If you scroll down,
Oh.
Ah,
a whole list of things.
ah,
So some of the things you can say are, I'm going to promote your home to more buyers. I make your home stand out online so buyers want to view it. This is important because 93% of buyers search for their homes online. This is funny because I've really been researching this, and it's between 90 and 95%. And this is funny because it's 93%. I've seen all of those, but anyway, it's high.
Right.
Right.
I'll promote your home on every major real estate firm's website, plus realtor.com and all the rest.
At century21.com.
Exactly.
Only you can do that.
Exactly. And we're an international company.
That's right.
Mhm. Lots of.
And I'll promote your home to other agents so they keep it in mind when they have a buyer.
In your Moxie present, there's a page you can add that shows everything that it goes to. It's pretty cool. I was just looking at it this morning.
Yeah, and I found over the weekend, there's a little video, and they make it so you can post it on your website or whatever, but it's a video on what you get, the marketing packaging or the marketing package that they automatically send you, and how beautiful it is. It shows it, and it's a really good little 30-second commercial on the things that you're going to do to market their thing. So
Maybe we can post that on the hub to show somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good things on there. So be sure to look in there. Aggressive marketing to make your home stand out from competing homes. I'll
Right.
find your home's unique selling proposition and use that to promote it to the right buyers. Okay, that's a great one. High quality, charming pictures. You can show them some examples. You can even show them some bad examples, just casually. You don't want to focus on those, but you can show some of yours and some of the great, like I said, the Moxie in that is very professional, and they have some great examples for you to show people when you're going through this.
Your home had very good pictures this morning.
Uh-huh.
Why, thank you.
Water,
Well done.
very well done.
Thank you. I'm going to get buyers to fall in love with your home. And then, hopefully it's a great home and you're going to tell them all the things great about it. By helping you improve your home's showing condition, how your home looks and how it's staged can affect your home's sale price by 5 to 10%. I'll show you how to make your home pop so it stands out from other homes on the market and fetches a top dollar price.
You'll use all your diplomatic skills to do that.
Yes,
Like-
once you tell them all that, then that kind of opens the door for you to give them some of that constructive criticism that you may be needing to give to.
Yeah. Like, what should we do with these 5 dogs when someone wants to see the house?
Yeah. Aggressive negotiating strategy. Wow. Okay. Let me try that again.
Mhm.
Aggressive negotiating strategies to ensure the buyer pays the highest price possible. You do not get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate.
Right.
Says Chester Carras. I'm an experienced negotiator and I'll use my skills to squeeze every dime possible out of those buyers.
That's right.
So the next pages go through and talk about words that close a sale, so words to use and words not to use. There's a lot of those kind of things, using the word fair. These are all like, they did hundreds of thousands of calls and they kept track of the data on words that were used and if it actually worked or not, the closing of the deals or sales or listings, whatever it was. And so these were words that showed up the most. They put in all their analytics and everything. I don't know about this money back guarantee. You'd be buying houses if you did that. And
Oh, don't say that.
I don't know how many of us want to be buying houses that don't sell.
Well,
That is always
like,
an option.
Mike Ferry's money back guarantee.
Yeah, there you go.
If he gets your money, he guarantees you won't get it back.
Yeah.
At least he's
Exactly.
honest. Can
least
some of
he's
the top
honest
dogs explain your feelings about this money back guarantee that you do see every once in a while, John, Shauna. It's an interesting thing. I don't like it.
Oh, I see. Well, people who will buy the house.
If you have that kind of money, it'll work.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do, but you can't pay anywhere near market for it. And
Yeah.
the 21 sells homes at market value.
Right.
Other people really take advantage of you.
Yeah,
All of these other companies.
yeah, and you can explain that to them. I mean, even Century 21 has a program to buy people's houses, but none of them are great.
No, they're not.
Anyway, so there's other things you can say. What else did it say? At no risk to you, under no obligation. You can say some of those things that takes the pressure off. That's mostly what a lot of these are. Using the word fair.
Mhm.
There's
Fair's a tough word.
Yeah, the F word, and claims it's the single most powerful word in any negotiation. So when you can say, does that sound fair? Then, hopefully it does, and they say yes.
Well, lawyers use the word equitable.
There you go.
A better way of saying it is
I always say, does that make?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, although the most successful deal closers absolutely do use this word more often than the average salesperson, stats revealed they use it sparingly throughout their conversations. So a little bit, but don't overuse it. That's pretty much all these words. Imagine, if you can get them to imagine their new house. I actually did that with my clients. I think about it. I was telling them, imagine how much easier and more calm it would be if you had a house already that you were moving into before you actually sold your house, and you had some time to do that. So you can have them imagine whatever it is that you want. Use their name. That's a proven thing. The more you can use their name, people like to hear that. It produces an emotional response, which is what you're getting at. Always give them a choice of, do you want this or this? We do that when we say, do you want, how about, Thursday at 4 or Friday at 5? Give them a choice between something and never something and nothing.
That's right. That's right. People like to choose something.
Yep. And always, always, always questions versus exclamations. The more you can ask questions to find out where their objections are really coming from, the more you can lead your prospects into the answers you're looking for. So questions like, would you be interested in X? Would you like me to explain X to you? How about it? Won't get you the results that you want. But when you say something of like, you might be wondering what X is all about, or you like this, don't you? You like this price, don't you? Or whatever it is. Or when would you like to list your house? Asking the right questions, especially at the close, will get you the answers you want. And when in doubt, try asking a tested question. It's a good method to bring objections into the open. Whenever your prospects are wavering and tell you some reason for not committing to work with you, ask them why. A lot of prospects will struggle to answer your why and find it difficult to put their objections into actual words. If you expect the reason your prospect gives you isn't the real root of their objection, keep pressing them until you find the real one, and ask them this: is that your only reason for not listing your house or buying this house, whatever it is? When you find out their true hesitation, you can address and overcome it. So ask those questions.
Excellent.
And this suggests you ask for their approval instead of asking for signatures, because evidently the word signatures stresses people out. So when you're asking for those, if you just say, hey, can I get your approval on this? That takes a little bit of stress off them. And they don't, they're going to be signing papers in general makes people nervous. So signing anything means entering into a firm commitment. Plenty of people are scared of the poor commitment. So if you can ask for their approval, that helps you get along.
I like that.
There's a whole list of things that kill sales, and it's all negative stuff. And I think we're out of time. So you can look at that on your own.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely do that. Definitely do that. All right. Okay, that's our time. So thank you, everybody. Don't forget, next Thursday, not tomorrow, but next Thursday is the awards lunch in the Portland
Pizza.
office with pizza, plenty of pizza. So we look forward to seeing people there. So have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Ah.
Bye.
Bye.